If you're looking for a movie that's going to make you want to go outside and get some sun, then Ocean Boy is your ticket. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about Ocean Boy, which is coming to theaters and on demand on February 3rd, 2023. It's a new Australian film starring Luke Hemsworth, and my hot take is, look, I think you should rent it. It has some nice things going for it. It has a beautiful setting, some genuine heart, and it's a kind of a nice coming-of-age, feel-good story. But that being said, the story is a little bit too convenient and some of the writing is kind of corny at times. So I think you should check it out, but maybe do it from the comfort of your own home. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the film, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like. There will be some slight spoilers and things I didn't like, but I'll give you a heads up. It's only on the last point. So I will let you know when there might be spoilers, so you can turn this off then. Before that, I'll keep it vague. So in Ocean Boy, you have Bosch, played by Luke Hemsworth, and Rockit, played by Rasmus King. They are a father-son duo. They're kind of neither is super mature. Rocket is not doing well at school and is being bullied by it. And he really kind of only feels at home in the ocean. So he likes to go out and surf. He likes to spend his time outdoors. His dad is in some questionable businesses, nothing too serious, but questionable nonetheless. And just kind of isn't really going anywhere in life. But they are forced to kind of take a family vacation for an extended period of time. And that leads to some turmoil and some growth in both of them. So things I liked about this movie. The first is the setting. Like, it is a beautiful, beautiful film. I mean, as you can imagine from a film called Ocean Boy, there's a lot of beautiful beach and ocean imagery, and it is gorgeous. Like the camera work when they're filming the surfing scenes, the underwater camera work, it all is just beautiful. It really kind of takes your breath away. And you get to see some really nice kind of like Australian coastline images. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous film. It's lush. It really makes you want to go outside. The second thing I liked are the characters. Like, all the characters are a little flawed, but they are also really fun to kind of get to know. I really, really liked the chemistry between Luke Hemsworth and Rasmus King, Bosch and Rocket. They butt heads sometimes, but they kind of have a nice kind of dynamic, especially when they get to some more like feel good father son moments. So they were definitely kind of the stars, but the other characters were fun and interesting. They all had kind of like quirks and failings as well. So it was just kind of like a nice cast of characters for this overall story. The third thing I liked is the surfing. I mean, the film is Ocean Boy. It's about a kid that loves to go in the ocean and surf. His dad also gets in the mix as well. So I like that there was surfing was kind of central to this and everything like revolved around that. But I also liked that it seems like the actors at least did some of their own surfing. Like, there were definitely scenes where you can tell that Rasmus King was surfing. There were scenes when Luke Hemsworth was surfing. Maybe sometimes in the more complicated stuff, they would pull it back and use like a double, but overall, you could tell that they were at least doing some of their own surfing, which was nice. Like, Rasmus King definitely gets into it. He does a lot more surfing in this film. So I really liked that. I liked how they actually did it. They didn't try to like CG it. They didn't try to like have a body double all the time. Like, you could definitely tell that there was a good portion that the actors were doing it. The last thing I liked is, look, like the heart. Like, I kept writing in my notes that this is just a cute film. Like, there's some cute moments. It's a nice coming of age story. There's some serious-ish moments, but nothing too terrible. Overall, it is just kind of like a cute, feel-good type of film. So things I didn't love as much. The first, some of the dialogue is fine. Like, it gets the job done and tells a story, but sometimes it's a little bit too simplistic or corny for me. Sometimes during like some dramatic moments, it took away from the overall drama and the story, because I was like kind of cringing at some of the lines that were saying. The second thing I didn't love as much is the film is inspired by true events, but it never really kind of tells you what those were. There's no like epilogue at the end to tell more about what was happening. It feels like maybe the inspired by is a very loose correlation, and that leads to a story that does have some crazy turns, and I would have really liked to know if it was more grounded in like a real telling or just, imagination, because there were some very big ups and downs that happened, and if it was a true story, I'd be like, wow, this is amazing. If it's not, it kind of takes away from it. So whenever I see inspired by true events, it kind of makes me cringe a little bit, because I know that they're probably going to very, very loosely inspire it by, and this film does seem to be that. Now, like I said, it is cute, and there are definitely some heartfelt moments, so don't completely turn away, but this would have been a more interesting story to me if it was actually a true story. And the last thing I didn't love as much is there were some convenient story elements. This kind of goes along with the inspired by true events. There were some things that happened that you're just like, oh, that's very, very convenient. I'm going to go into a few of them, not a ton, but there will be spoilers here. So if you don't know what happens in the film, turn it off now, but just know, I think that this movie is ultimately a rental. I enjoyed it. I liked a lot about it. So I think this is definitely something you should check out at some point. And it's coming to theaters and on demand on February 3rd, 2023. So you can check it out in theaters or in the comfort of your own home. So going into some of the convenient story elements, like there were just some things here, and maybe this is a different culture, a different time. I don't know. But like the fact that this kid was pulled out of school for 3 months and just kind of like took a holiday and no one questioned anything. No one ever asked like the dad what he did or why he paid everything in cash. It was pretty obvious, but like I think maybe someone would have asked, maybe his girlfriend would have asked like what was going on. Like she didn't seem to even question, even though they were getting really, really close. Uh, there was a young romance in this between Rockit and this girl Ash, which was cute, but also like very, very convenient because I met at this like beach town, Byron Bay, that Bosch and Rockit stayed at while they were like on their holiday. And then she had to like go back to her parents, and oh, conveniently, like when Rockit randomly ends up somewhere else, that's where Ash is, and they run into each other, and they're like, that's very, very random and very convenient. And then it happens again later after like there's no way for Rockit to be able to get to that location because he's supposed to be like pretty far away. It makes for a cute story, but it does feel like some of these story elements were a little bit too unbelievable in a film that's supposed to be inspired by true events. So that is Ocean Boy. It's coming to theaters and on demand on February 3rd, 2023. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.